Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
What
All
the
right,
fuck?
welcome to another episode of MCVC. We're gonna slowly become the Eric Andre show where we just do random bullshit. It's just gonna be like I'm just gonna like jump through the wall. Meanwhile, we're gonna have like a doctor on with us. Very
Yeah.
funny show. Very particular sense of humor though.
We're gonna have
Anyways,
like a person on who's like a recovering drug addict that is gonna talk about how bad drugs are, and it'll, like the opening like 5 seconds is literally you like shooting up.
I'm gonna be like, that's very interesting. Here, can you hold this? I'm gonna give him like the end of like a rubber band, so that you just hold that right there, and I'm just gonna like slap on like a empty syringe. I'm gonna put mustard into it. I'm just gonna be like, ah! We fucked up. Anyways, I realized we're recording. Hello. This, if you notice, we never wash our clothes or change them.
No, but we've
Been a
already
week since the
established
last
that in
video.
prior episodes.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, if you want to know, this is one of the few episodes where I'm not wearing a hat and he's wearing one. Wow.
Yeah.
So for the content of this episode, we're actually going to start it off with a card, but what we're going to be talking about is the dark web and what makes it so dark. And no, it's not because there's no lights there.
Let's try the interview deck because I've been doing the episode deck like for every episode. I'll just do the interview one is just going to be a question that we'll just each give our answer.
I'm just acting stupid. I'm just like moving it really fast to make it look like I'm doing cool stuff. Just because my camera's quality is shit, but really I'm just like swinging it back and forth like an idiot. It's a trainer blade, so that's if anyone's watching and they know how to use these things, they're like, there's no way that dude's not cutting himself right now. That's because I'm training to not cut myself.
I'm trying to. I know I should just pick one by random, but this will be fun, especially related to our gaming top. Is that Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Well, hold on.
Not
Maybe
Junior.
it is. Wait, hold on. Ready? Yeah, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. He just crashed. All right, no, it's so fucking dark.
I didn't mean Junior. I meant the first one, but
yeah, same one. That's the one who died, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry, but if you're gonna like, again, sympathies to the family. That's awful that they lost that. They were an amazing driver, but if you go high speeds in a circle, I think there's a little bit of risk factor that's got to be anticipated. Not saying anyone should die, but
yeah,
I feel like everyone saw that wreck and they're like, yeah, and then he died. And they're like, no, because everyone likes to see a good wreck, but they don't like people to die.
Yeah, well, even too, like you see, like people who like cliff climbers who do like free climbing. It's like you watch those videos because you know it's really cool, but you also watch them for the small percent chance that they're gonna fall and die.
The ones that terrify me are the ones where they're like climbing like skyscrapers with no suspension cables. I always been wondering, like, what if I just see them disappear off the side and that's just the video? Oh my god, those are terrifying. Because imagine watching that video, like imagine watching a live stream and you're like walking down the street, say you're in New York City, right? And someone's like climbing a building doing a live stream, and all of a sudden they fall and you're like, huh, I wonder where that was. You just hear a loud crash behind you. You're like, I'm not turning around. Just keep walking. You're like, no.
As you look down and there's some blood splatter on your shoe, you're like, I'm not turning around.
Or what is that? You hear them fall, and you're like, what? Or you see them fall, it's like, huh, I wonder where they're gonna land. They just crush you. Oh, the Carva there. But to see your phone that you're watching the live stream, and he had like a GoPro on, and it just shows him falling. It's the last thing is you looking up on his GoPro, like, fuck.
Oh my god.
Interview deck.
Yeah, so do a quick question here, and since we're very much into gaming, I feel like this is gonna be perfect. What was your first screen name?
Oh shit. First screen name ever, I think, like official one that I was consistent with was Dark God of Lore.
Dark God of Lore?
On RuneScape, yeah. I was an edgy little middle schooler, okay? Leave me alone. Unless you want to go by character names that you can actually name in games, then the first name I was very boring. It was Mike.
No, I like the first one better than Mike.
Yeah, Dark God of Lore.
But no, my first screen name would have been on 360. It would have been Collinator 51.
Ooh. My 360 name was Untamed Anarchy, which is when I think about it, a really badass name, but
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would have been my first screen name. I didn't have any like social media or anything back in like 5th grade or whenever that would have been when I got a 360. So that would have technically been my first screen name. But
mine was pedophile teaser 69. I used to go in chat rooms and mess with adults when I was like 9. You want a hot piece of this ass, don't you? I'm calling Chris Hansen.
Oh god. Okay, so anyway, that's our prompt for the beginning of the episode. We're gonna dive into a video from The Richest on YouTube. 20 terrifying facts about the deep web. Our last episode, we briefly talked about conspiracy theories, and we got the itch to talk about the dark web. So here we are. So I will go ahead and share the screen here.
Also, one thing I just wanted to say, I just thought of a totally awesome challenge we could do for like one of our games in the future, like when we're doing one of the game podcasts. Like, how many like snacks can you catch in your mouth consecutively? The loser has to take like a shot or something.
I like that.
Yeah, cool idea, right? Yeah.
Totally
Ooh, look
dope.
at the dark web. Just
Nobody's
looks
wearing
like
a mask. What the fuck?
Yeah. Man, the days before COVID looked weird.
I know.
Where's all your N95s? You bastards.
All right, we're gonna dive into it here. We're gonna kind of do the same thing as our Nukes top 5 videos. Each fact, we'll pause, give our opinion, and break it down, and just keep moving along. So, here we go.
We go.
Oh,
A lot of us think we know everything about the internet, but that's not quite the case. We might all know how to use search engines to find different websites, but the truth is that these search engines barely
did they literally just search USA? How the fuck do you not know where America is?
I'm more curious. Why does Usaquin, Buta, or a billion people have already seen it and endured it? So
Let's do it.
Of course, this isn't an
Plus we can-
isolated issue. I mean, there's not just
it isn't an
Number
isolated
15.
issue.
Number 15,
Yeah,
Burger
number
King
15.
foot lettuce.
It's Burger King foot lettuce.
a hacker. When you venture
Why
into
did
the
my
deep
mom
end
not
of
love
the
me
deep
enough to
web,
give me voice
you run into
lessons?
many mysterious individuals.
Sorry.
Oftentimes, they're tech-savvy and well-versed in hacking. Redditor Gerard1995 noted that there are some folks on the dark web that you shouldn't cross, and in his own words, this is one of them. The dude who can hack you and put horrible things on your computer so you can go to prison, he writes. I wouldn't annoy that dude. Of course, this isn't an isolated issue. I mean, there's not just one lone hacker that can do this, but many. Others in the thread note that this happens all the time. Lemon Kanan PL wrote that it happened in his hometown to several elderly people. Their computers were hacked, vile stuff was planted, and then they were forced into giving the hacker money, or else the implanted files wouldn't be removed. It was happening so often that they had to put out a notice letting the community know of the epidemic, and that if anyone have this happen to them, they should report it no matter how it might look bad on them. As Redditor Why Am I Still Online puts it, this is the kind of stuff that makes you second guess making a playful jab at someone on the internet. Number 14.
Pause the video. So as we're breaking this down, I'm just going to talk like chills now. I hate it, dude. He makes good videos. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't seem like there's just gotta be I've never heard a human being talk like him though. Conspiracy theory: Chills is an alien or a robot that's malfunctioning. My voice chip is not compatible with my larynx.
Yeah, that one's pretty, like, I believe that one. Like, that's pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
of just somebody being able to hack into people's computers, download probably, like, child pornography or just illegal content onto
That's not
their
really a dark
stuff.
because that's not really a dark web thing though. That's just in general because like old people don't really frequent the dark web unless they're up to some creepy shit themselves. I would assume.
Yeah.
It's like
Unless
showing
they-
you have like an old mom and pop couple like.
Well, I could see two old people accidentally stumbling upon it by literally misspelling the a website by one letter, and then and that's a dark web website.
Honey, is this the YouTube? There's a man on the screen saying I owe him some money. Oh, that's a little boy naked. Honey, call the cops. Wait a second. He's asking for money. All right, that was good. It looks like Chills is an old person. Try to do an old version of Chills. Try to do an old version of Chills. I want to hear it. See if you can do this.
Me?
Yeah, try. Come on, dude. I can do the old like I want to hear. Okay, let's get the Chills voice down
Burger
first.
King. Hold on. Burger King foot lettuce. Well, how did I make that an old person though?
Yeah. Burger
Sonny!
King foot. Burger King foot lettuce.
Sonny, Sonny, come give me some of that Burger King foot lettuce. I don't fucking know.
When I was a boy, no, when I was a young man, I don't. That just sounded creepy. I don't. I'm curious. I want to see how this motherfucker sounds when he's 60. I'm hoping he makes one video when he's 60 because I gotta know if his voice changes or not.
He's gonna be 60. He's just gonna be like, hello everyone.
I'm still talking like this. They finally figured out my voice chip, so now I sound normal.
The thing too is this dude's made music videos too, hasn't he?
Yeah, but we don't talk about those.
Yeah.
Because he probably sings like this as well as he talks. And
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How I wonder where you are.
Picture is worth 1,000 words. How would you feel if you went out to dinner one night at your local Five Guys, and when you returned home and fired up your computer, you found a photo of yourself on the screen? I think I'd be itching all over with paranoia. That's what happened to Redditor Kletch when he was browsing Tor. As he succinctly explained, he was on Tor, then went to Five Guys to eat. When he returned home, he got on Tor again and discovered a photo of him from earlier that night at that very restaurant. Was someone stalking him? Who? How did they know he was on the deep web in the first place? How did they know he was going to Five Guys? There are too many questions to unload here and not enough.
Why the fuck they got Kevin James?
Yeah, no, just sitting there. I like how I don't know, man. He's just using like random videos. He doesn't have any actual pictures, so it just sounds like he's just telling the stories. Yeah. And he just kind of pulled his own videos, but it's still entertaining at least. It's a little bit more entertaining than the other videos. I mean, honestly, if someone took a picture of me at a Five Guys after like I was on some website and put it like, for one, if it's on his home screen, like, did they send it to him or did they change his wallpaper? Because if they change my wallpaper, first thing I'm fucking doing is grabbing the most solid object I have, or a gun, and I'm sweeping my house. Like, first off, and then I'm just gonna fucking narrate like Chills while I'm looking for them. Where are you hiding? I have a loaded gun. Don't make me call the cops. No, I don't. I can't even do his voice. Just like walking around your house. I can talking to the Morgan Freeman. I can smell you. Just fucking look at. Oh man, I would not handle a criminal situation very well. I'd just laugh. Do stupid shit. Probably get shot. They're like, dude, just give me your money, please. You're making this harder than it has to be. I'd be like, bro, come on. I'll play cards. I'm lonely. Do you not know what a mugging is? That's what you drink coffee out of, right? That's a mug, you idiot. Well, then why did you break into my house? Obviously, I don't have money if I don't even know what a mug is.
Yeah. Like, somebody comes in, it's like, breaks into your house, give me your money. It's like, can we, like, play some cards first? That way I can, like, that way you're not robbing me. You could just say I paid you to stay and play with cards with me.
Or just do some dumb, like, fucking Instagram shit. Hold up. Can I get it for my story first? Hashtag LOL getting robbed. Like, okay. It's just the guy awkwardly holding the gun with his mask on, like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore.
Hey, where are you going?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go rob your neighbor. I'm gonna go rob your neighbor instead.
Yeah. They're probably not as fucking weird. Imagine like getting denied rob. Like you'd feel like bad. Like they didn't even want to rob you because you're so fucking weird. Like, oh. Oh, dude, creepy theory. Like thought though. Like, what if you like saying I obviously it'd never be you or me, but what if something broke into someone's house? Like I know there's movies made around this premise, but what if you broke into someone's house and you just like found someone locked in the basement or something, or like a satanic ritual set up, or like they knew you were coming, they're just sitting there like I was expecting you. They have like a dinner table set and they're just got a loaded gun pointed at you already. Sit down, the wine is delicious. Like what? Like, how would you react?
That'd be smart to like ward off people though. Just have some like fucked up like setup in your house. That way when they come in, they see like a fucking like Ouija board and like a pentagram on the floor in like one of your bedrooms. They're like, nope, I'm out.
I'm gonna get like a sex doll and set it up, but like it's gonna have like just I'm gonna make it look really creepy. Have it in a suit, just sitting at the table, like with like a knife and a fork, like it's about to eat. And then I'm just gonna have like mannequin heads all over the place and like mannequin limbs and just like I'm gonna make my place like extra fucking creepy, so that way anyone ever breaks in, they're like, "What the fuck did I just walk into?"
Or
Then
even
I'm just
better
gonna
with
have
like the sex doll, it doesn't like most sex dolls have like the mouth mouth
Yeah.
hole. It's like blank. There's no mouth hole. And it's like what the fuck? They like lift up the arm and there's holes in the armpits. Like what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
or worse, you put like a sound thing in the mouth that sounds like a baby crying, that activates anytime someone breaks in like your door. Like as soon as they open it, they just hear baby crying sounds come in. Like the lights are off, so they just see someone just like what looks like a full adult sitting there in the dark at the table, and they just hear baby noises coming out of its mouth. Yeah, fuck that. I would run out. Anyways,
All right, back to Kevin James.
yes.
Answers. Don't worry though, Reddit has plenty of theories. Or as another Redditor, Fooa thought this Redditor was about to lose his life. At least this life-taking attempt didn't succeed, but he did manage to creep out Clutch and all the rest of us in the process. Number 13.
What is Tor? What was
The onion router. So what it is, it's pretty much just a safer way to browse the dark web because it bounces your IP address around like different locations rapidly so that they can't pinpoint your location.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it easier for people to not find you. But people are still able to like right there. So Tor prevents anyone from learning your location or browsing habits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I've never heard of it before. That's why I was asking.
Managed
Yeah,
to
I used
creep
to know a
out
dude in high school who used I knew a guy in high school who used to use it. I think he's dead now. No, I'm just kidding.
The Mafia found him.
Clutch and all
Yeah.
the rest of us in the process. Number 13. Military surplus site. Anyone who surfs the web knows that the surface can be scary enough. So what happens when you dive deeper? Redditor Blast338 wrote about his experience on the dark web saying, "Found a military surplus site once. This site sold all the equipment the actual military would have. For a few weeks I was worried that someone was going to knock on my door and start asking questions. Others on the thread noted that often the ammo is considered against the law to sell, while the firearm isn't. But when it comes to the ammo, you may be looking at legality issues. As we run through this list, you'll find there are a lot more of those on the deep web." Number 12.
That's interesting because I know there's like army surplus because you can get like MREs off like you can like buy them to literally like have in your house and eat them, which I don't know why the fuck you would.
They're disgusting in my opinion. There's a lot of people I know who like them. I used to have boxes of them. They're expensive though. You can sell them for good prices. But and they're just kind of like nice thing for like doomsday preppers to have.
Oh yeah, because
but
they don't fucking expire for like ever.
yeah, and then so the thing about that, I'm trying to picture like military stuff that they're selling. So I'm thinking like spring-loaded knives, just like certain weapon attachments only military and law enforcement can buy, sappy plates that like only certain people can buy. I maybe machine guns. It's really fucking hard to get your hands on a machine gun though, because like it's just fucking hard. It's not easy ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think like military wise what they were actually selling because like I can buy most of my old shit back right now outside of like the only thing I could think is like the ammo and the weapons, but like even that I know I won't say anything about that, but
All right.
yes.
Move on.
Number 12.
Dark web scavenger hunt. Mystery, intrigue, some scary deep web stories actually end up being worthwhile. Redditor Minty Truffle wrote of his experience on the deep net saying, I was part of the No Love Deep Web alternative reality game, where we had to do a deep net scavenger hunt, which culminated in me driving to New York to answer a payphone at 3 a.m. Redditors responded with many theories and questions, so Minty Truffle obliged, detailing what the scavenger hunt entailed. The Redditor said that a cryptic image was uploaded to 4chan with a hex code in it, which led to a Tor site download. After freaking out a bit, one user opened the download, which had nothing but more codes. Users then searched the deepnet and actually found YouTube videos, one of which had a payphone. They located the payphone, and one of the game's informants told users to answer the phone at 3 a.m. on a specific date. When the Redditor arrived along with 4 others, they received the next clue when the phone rang. It took them 2 blocks away to an empty theater. After searching it, they discovered that the clue led nowhere, and the archive remains uncracked. Redditor Alex Katsuni said, "This actually sounds fun, maybe scary, I'm not quite sure. Fun or scary, what do you think?" Number 11.
Sounds okay. First off, how do people have time on their hands like this? To
Yeah.
just like for one to end up playing these kind of games and like, yeah, I'm just gonna go drive to New York and answer a payphone at 3 a.m. And like to meet with 4 other people there that you don't even know would freak me the fuck out. First, I'd be like, how do you even approach someone about that? So are you here for the dark web game? The what? Nothing. Like, I'm here for the bus, bro. What are you talking about? What dark web game?
No, I don't know how people would have that much, like you said, had that much time on their hands. And one thing to have that much trust in other people, it's like, oh, go to this spot and answer this payphone, and that payphone is 10 feet away from a dark alley where a dude comes out and fucking stabs you. Like,
right? And then to go to an empty theater, which is like, I feel like would have security.
yeah.
Like, and then another thing is, too, it's like to download shit. You're downloading shit?
Yeah.
The reason it was an empty theater is because y'all just got your credit card information taken, y'all stupid.
Yeah.
Dummies.
Then, we see you. Redditor Fake Fakington has a scary deep
Fake
web story
Fakington.
that will prompt
Hold on,
you to
pause
look
it.
over your
Pause. Fake Fakington. I wonder if they have a legit story. Fake Fakington.
That guy's face, I paused it.
Oh my.
shoulder. The Redditor says that one day he was browsing sites, blogs, and GeoCity sites when he came across a strange but well-designed page that looked like a conglomeration of random thoughts from various people. What were the thoughts? The Redditor believes they were cryptic messages, and upon further investigation, he found a number of IP addresses hidden away in the JavaScript comments. The IPs led to university banner messages that warned that he was entering a secure system, others to servers with next to nothing on them, and lastly to a web server that had a large directory of files and images, which seemed to be mental health professionals, military, and medical records. Well, this was curious more than creepy. The worst was yet to come. In the Redditor's own words, as I browsed from a subdirectory back to the parent, at the top was a new HTML file named something like onehellothere.html. The timestamp was from right that minute. I opened it, and in plain text was the message, "We see you." The server dropped 15 seconds later, as I'm sure the Redditor's heart dropped with it. Number 10.
We see. Okay, but like, that's such a vague statement. Like, I wouldn't be that freaked out. I'd be like, well, then you already know I got a huge penis. I just comment real quick and then just watch the website go down. I mean, honestly, like, to say you're going to a place where there's a lot of freaky weirdos on the internet. There's already a lot of weird, freaky people on the base level of the internet. You're going to like the Olympics of weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to run into that stuff, especially if you start jumping down rabbit holes and like messing around. Like there's going to be websites set up to mess with you.
Yeah.
So
And that's
like,
the thing too, is I feel like I wouldn't trust anybody in the dark web, like no matter what. But I guarantee there's trolls on it that literally are harmless. They just figured out a way to get into it and have access to like message people like in like a illegal way that literally just do it to scare them, and that's it. They don't have the resources to actually find your IP address and show up at your house or like harm your family or anything like that.
Oh yeah, they're just doing it to freak you out at that point.
Yeah. Cool. Number 10.
Human
Number
experiment
10,
journals.
Burger King
One
lettuce.
anonymous user shared his secondhand experience with the deep web. He wrote, "Something that really stuck with me and disturbed me was these human experiment journals, which documented human experimentation on homeless or taken individuals." Another anonymous Redditor wrote that while he understands the skepticism about deep web stories, they shouldn't be dismissed outright because some of them are true. He points to the one that was featured on 60 Minutes as an example. The culprit had done some truly evil things, which he'd videotaped and then posted on the deep web. This just goes to show that some of the most depraved and outrageous things really do occur, and human experiment journals may truly be one of them. Number 9.
So basically it's just talking about how there's people who post videos of like torture and stuff.
Yeah, like they're called red rooms, and then there's also like I saw a video that literally went into like deeper detail than this about that stuff. Like they actually broke down legitimate stories, and I don't remember what the video was, but yeah, no, they talked about there was one confirmed red room in Australia. This guy and like I don't even want to go into the details. It's so vulgar and so fucked up. Like what this guy was doing, and it was like to children and to like young women, and it was just so vulgar and so just. It really makes you question if there is such thing as like real evil in the world, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, I know. Like you said, like the red rooms or whatever. There's just basically like a spot where people can go watch torture. Like you said, some people even pay money for it. It's like, here's $100, rip that person's finger off or something. Like, sadly, that kind of stuff exists in the world, and it's like because it's in the dark web, it can't be monitored. And
I
like,
want to start something called blue rooms where it's like you pay me to do something nice for somebody.
I like that.
Yeah. Give them a high five. I'll give you $5. Sweet.
Number 9.
I know who you are. Seeing a photo of yourself is one thing, but when someone online knows your name, Redditor Big Wise Guy 55 was navigating the deep web when he commented on a video as you do. He returned to the page later to rewatch the video, and there was a reply to his comment. "That is very astute of you, Mr. Insert real last name." The Redditor said he didn't use the internet for a week after that, as his last name is uncommon. How could someone in the scene of anonymity know his name? That's what one Redditor asked. He got some knowledgeable answers from many on the thread. Beast noted it's pretty easy to find someone's identity on the internet, even on the deep web. Another Redditor, Raincoats George, commented that people are lazy online, using the same usernames and passwords on numerous accounts, and that information is often available and easy to find. The point is, anyone and everyone is vulnerable to this type of sleuthing. Just hope that you won't be next. Number 8.
And no, that's actually very true because like I've like you can literally like you go on and you look up like my Instagram name, which is like Lance96X, some shit like that, and it's like my full profile will come up, and then like you like there's just things like that. You look up my like you can probably look up gamer tag. Like there's just like there's everyone leaves a trail of information, so that's not so much scary, more like that guy just went a little bit extra and just decided to freak him out a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could like if you're especially with nowadays how everything's linked. Like literally when you sign into like Instagram, it asks if you want to link like your Facebook and your Twitter. So that like basically it just creates a convenience for you. So instead of having to post 3 different times, you can literally post once on like one of the social medias, and it posts it to all of them. So in that case, yeah, the dude might have it might have been creeped out that he commented on Reddit, but that dude literally could have searched his Reddit name, found that it was linked to his Facebook or his Twitter or something that had his actual name, and it was like, hey, Mr.
Yeah. What's his nuts?
Bojangles.
Mr. Burger King lettuce.
Number 8.
I spy. The following creepy deep web story was shared by an anonymous Redditor. The worst that happened is I went on a sketchy website, then someone started accessing my camera. However, the Redditor's camera was already broken. This story seemed to give others in the thread the creeps. Waka2642 chimed in saying, "Whenever I'm using my computer, I feel like my camera is recording me, even though it's blocked with a rubber cap and it's not recording." Other Redditors said that feeling as though you're being watched is not unusual. Some people even let it take over their lives. One anonymous Redditor said that he constantly felt as though there were cameras on him, even in the vents of his house, and the paranoia made him act differently. Stubbs94 said he really did have someone watching his every move in a previous job. His employers would watch their staff remotely and then ding him on stuff. The experience made him paranoid, as it probably would anyone. One anonymous Redditor gave some valuable advice. Speaking to someone about the feeling can help, like a professional therapist. The worst thing is, you never know if you're being paranoid or whether someone actually might be spying on you, as this Redditor discovered. Number 7.
So the problem with that is paranoia. Once you feel it, it's hard to stop feeling it. So like for example, watching these, you could like hearing, like even hearing the idea of someone, and it's off Reddit too. Like that's the thing. I know, like I said, like we're gonna take this all kind of like as it is. Like it's not like we're not calling any of this facts. It's just stories. But like the thing about that is like obviously if someone's like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm being watched, there's always gonna be that one person who's gonna one up them. Like yeah, literally someone's always staring at me with a camera all the time. Like it's always like someone's always got to like have that little one up in there, and then the next guy's like, "Well, yeah, at work my boss has actually watched me," and it's just like, okay. Like I think the reality is like I don't think any of us are that interesting enough for someone else to want to watch.
Yeah.
like privately, and like there's a lot of fun ways to avoid that. Like, oh, I thought I heard a weird noise. See, look at paranoia gets to everybody. No, like I actually, no, okay, like no, I think it was like my washer or something. Hello? Thank God I didn't hear anything back. I would have fucking. You would have seen me run off screen, grab my nunchucks, just like ah! You picked the wrong house. You picked the Karate Kid. No, get shot. No, but like honestly, the ways to avoid that, obviously with the caps and stuff like that, or just put your asshole up against the camera. They're only gonna enjoy seeing that once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting now how like even like looking at my camera I have, it has a slide that you could slide back and forth over the camera, and like there's things you can buy to put over your webcam, that like it's like the fact that like you said it's the paranoia of it that people even have to buy those kind of things, and like it's a security thing. Like somebody could hack into your laptop and turn your camera on and put the feed on their side, so literally somebody could see it. But I don't know.
And like I said, like I just don't feel like, I don't think there's any like, I mean, some people, yeah, it's a very real horrible thing that happens, but I think for the majority it's just paranoia because they read a story or they hear a story and they get in their head a little bit about it and they drive themselves crazy thinking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Number 7.
Caught in the act. Owen Johnston had an episode on one site, which will make you avoid it by any means. He still isn't completely sure how the individual managed to do what he did. What did he do? In the Redditor's own words, I was buying some, in quotations, clothing off the deep web for a while, and one day received an inbox on my personal Twitter account The person talked about how I was an amateur and obviously didn't protect my identity enough.
This one's the perfect gift for the friend who's been getting a little too comfortable during quarantine, maybe your son, a father, or your boyfriend.
And that they would report me to the police with information about the clothing I was buying. What happened when the Redditor said he'd call their bluff? The person chimed back, what would, insert mom and dad's name, say about this, or your teachers from, insert school name, say. The man, of course, wanted money in exchange for his silence, and what could the Redditor do? All his personal info was in the palm of this man's hands. On top of that, he believed his Tor browser had been compromised. After thinking about it for a while...
What's that?
Oh, there it goes. Huh.
Hello.
Can you see me again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to... My camera's being all weird right now. Huh. Oh my god, somebody's watching! No, there it goes. Sweet. Are you still screenshot? Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
Although, he wondered if the man had simply seen the Redditor's personal Twitter account, follow another account titled Is Silk Road Up and Running, and then made an assumption and searched for personal info connected to the account. He decided this is what had happened, so instead of sending money, he simply blocked the account and walked away. Luckily, he seemed to be right. At least nothing further has happened. Which leads us to wonder, was he right about his tactic, or could his Tor browser be compromised to this day? Number 6.
I mean, that just sounds like a general real fear of, like, going into that, because if you're not, like, if you're new to it, someone who's been doing it for a while or is more tech savvy than you, yeah, they're going to, like, exploit your shit if they're, like, not a morally good person.
Exactly. Keep going.
Middle of nowhere. Sometimes those who venture into the deep web might find something dark and disturbing that they don't know how to handle, especially when the venturer is young and unsure. Redditor Maple Russian was only 12 or so when he first navigated the deep web. He writes, I found a guy who lived in a house in the middle of nowhere, who had his sister locked up in his house and would rent her out to people. I noped out of there pretty fast. When Redditors hopped on the thread, wondering why the Redditor didn't contact authorities about this creep, as he explained he didn't know who to tell, and that he was told that the dark net was untraceable. He also felt uncomfortable explaining what he'd seen to his parents, and so, as he said, noped right out of there and deleted the browser. Some also wondered why the feds weren't able to sting these sorts of creeps. Firefly KOS noted it was because these sorts of creeps plan meticulously and mask everything. They share locations and other details of their actions with only people they trust, not with the public. Others noted, however, that the feds are often involved in sting operations and bait and switch schemes on the dark web. So who knows what might have happened had the Redditor or someone else surfing the deep web reported it, and maybe someone did. One Redditor, I'm Your Child, pointed out that whether or not a deep web post looks fishy or fake, this one was worth reporting. The Redditor said that law enforcement agencies sometimes post photos of objects or other items of interest in places like r/whatisthisthing to try and seek any assistance in identifying stuff connected to whatever cases they're trying to solve. This is how they identify locations and build profiles, so any report is a worthy one. As I'm Your Child says, your piece might be one piece of a 10,000 piece puzzle, but every piece counts. Keep that in mind, internet investigators and deep web divers, whenever you come across something of this nature. Number 5.
Yeah, that's weird for that one. How like he ends up at this guy's house. Like I don't understand. Oh, I didn't know who to tell. How, like I feel like he's trying to cover his own tracks because he was on the dark web and he like went to meet this guy. But also like, yeah, you're on the dark web. This guy said to come to his house. You went there. You're not doing anything illegal. What's illegal is him having his sister hostage and renting her out to people.
I wonder, like, if there's like a security deposit on her, like an apartment or not. Like, if I break her, do I have to like? Do I not get my security deposit back? Nah, that's a horrible joke. That is very fucked up if it's a true story. I'm a little like, I don't know if he said he went to his house or if he saw that this person was renting their sister out. I mean, that just seems kind of like one of those like, this might be kind of fake, but it could be real. I'm not 100% sure. But overall, like, yeah, no, like, if there's anything that seems like slightly, this is one thing too, the psychology of humans. Unfortunately, our brains are almost like programmed to like to avoid things like that, like things that don't seem right or seem really fucked up. Our brains is like a safety mechanism. It will tell us like, oh, I didn't see what I saw, or I didn't. That's why people have a delay sometimes when it comes to dealing. Like, let's say like you watch someone get ran over, your brain's gonna be like, I didn't see that. You're gonna be like, or like, did I really just see what I saw? Like, and then you're gonna have like split second of delay, and you're like, yeah, no, that dude totally got launched. And then it's like, and then the rest of your psychological response happens. But yeah, no. And then there's like, unfortunately, a lot of people who like they see something bad going on, they just kind of ignore it. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I guess I understand his fear too.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in that case where like because you fell down the rabbit hole in a very shady and borderline illegal way. You don't
Yeah,
want
like
to
it's
like
be grouped in.
yeah, it's like showing up to like it's like going to in a room where being there is illegal and pointing at the guy across the room and saying I'm going to tell on you even though you're both there doing the same thing. Like
This is why we need our heroes like Chris Hansen
yeah.
showing up at. So I heard you're selling your sister. Just so you know, law enforcement's outside. But hey, why don't you take a seat? We're gonna talk.
Yeah. Number 5.
The cloud. If you're not tech savvy, you likely don't have a clue about how the cloud works. Just like everyone in this entry, Redditor JRath describes a website he was once shown with hundreds of pages, of 50 or so streams on each page. He describes it as a stream feed aggregation. What was on these streams? DIY in-home security systems, backed up to the cloud, broadcasting everything going on inside private homes, while the homeowners were none the wiser. This revelation led some on the thread to wonder whether buying a security camera for their own home was in the right way to go. JReth responded, I think on your local Wi-Fi would be okay, but it all boils down to one key thing. Know what you are doing with these devices before you deploy them. Others suggested that local Wi-Fi wasn't safe, or at least was vulnerable, and JReth backed that statement up saying that some knowledge of networking is necessary in order to make cheap home security systems at all secure. Just a heads up to all those who have such a system installed in their own homes, know what you're doing, or you may become another unknowing reality star in this swath of live streams. Number 4.
I feel like that's a common sense thing though too, as far as like if you're like security footage or security cameras that you might have.
I fucking hate living in an apartment, dude. I like it, but I hate it because I always hate all the fucking sounds because it literally sounds like that sound's coming from inside my living room.
I can't hear it either, so I don't know what you're hearing.
No, I know. It's literally just sounds like someone moving something. That's annoying. I know it's not in here. I just because the way my apartment's set up, the walls are very thin. Like I was literally sitting in the bathroom the other day, obviously taking a fat shit, and that's just my cover story. I was crying. But I was sitting there, and like all of a sudden I heard a whole ass conversation through the wall, and I was like, that's when I started playing the porn. Like I told you that one time. I was like, I just started playing. I think I told you that story. Or no, that might have been my roommate. But yeah, no, I just started playing porn really loud against the wall. Because like I was like, no, I don't want to sit here and hear your whole ass argument with your girlfriend.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no, because it always sounds like someone's like always sounds like someone shaking my door or something. It's like, dude, you can try. I got 2 wooden sticks over there. I'm gonna crack you in the head with both of them in less than a second before you have time to say Girl Scout cookies or fucking. Have you talked to like? Can I talk to you about your Lord and Savior? Whatever. Fucking. It's like those aren't criminals, Michael. Those are Jehovah's Witnesses. Fuck them. I don't care. No. Nah, I respect everyone's right, even if it's annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, with the last clip, for people who are like worried about like the security camera footage, like obviously don't cheap out on it. Like if you have state of the art, like top notch stuff that has security stuff built into it, good. But if you're like, oh, this one's only $8, it's like it's $8 because people are gonna hack your shit.
Yeah, right. Like honestly, it's. Well, and that's the thing, dude. It's like you think about it. They don't talk about where these people got this stuff to. If this is stuff they ordered online, especially like from a slightly sketchy website, or if they bought it secondhand, the person they could have bought it from is the one who could have hacked it. First off,
Yeah.
secondly, it's like, yeah, like you're saying, if it's cheap quality, you're paying for what you get, and if you don't have the understanding or know-how of how that stuff works, that's why I don't have that kind of stuff, because like one, I don't really care. Like either you're gonna break in and do something or you're not. That's my belief about it. Like
Yeah.
even if I had like security cameras are just good to identify, but like I don't know. I'm one of those people that's like, yeah, like I honestly I wouldn't know what like because like it's always funny. You always have that split moment in your head. You forget who you are sometimes when you get scared. I don't know if you ever gotten like that. Like when you actually feel fear, you're like, it's always just a split second for me. I'm like, oh god, I'm so scared. What if someone breaks in? I'm like, wait, I'll just fuck them up. Unless they have
Yeah.
a gun, then I'm just gonna tell them I don't have cash, and they can have like I don't know my plants. Like, and then when they go to grab the plant, I'm gonna crack them in the head with a stick. But but no, that's the thing. It's like like my dad had security cameras outside of our old place, and it was just like it didn't stop his truck from getting robbed. It just helped us realize there was people in hoods rifling through his truck.
Yeah.
And like if you live in like a more secluded area, I get it. But like also like I don't like the idea of cameras inside my house, because you know, like as skeptical as I am, I really don't want to see something I don't want to see. You know what I mean? Like 'cause
Yeah.
like if I have cameras in my house, like, even that goes beyond like invasion, like that could go supernatural. Like I don't want to see something just creepy. Like what if like my roommate's possessed and she just stands over my bed while I'm sleeping and just sits there and stares at me like Paranormal Activity and just does that shit? Like hell no, I don't want that. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I'd
No, I
rather
agree.
yeah, and then like the whole hacking concept, yeah, like there's just it seems like there's almost like a lot of risk to the benefit of doing that.
Yeah. It's funny you actually mention that, like seeing things you don't want to see, because this was several months back now. But my parents, they have a Ring doorbell, so it's just one of those things that like either when somebody rings your doorbell or it for theirs they have a set that tracks any movement. If there's any movement whatsoever, it turns on. Well, they were in Eau Claire, like they came to visit, and like 2 minutes after they got here, my dad got a notification there's movement. And like some like my parents live in the country, so sometimes it's an animal in the yard, or like literally just an animal in the yard, whatever it might be. Well, there's a random truck that was parked in their driveway, and my parents' driveway, like you don't accidentally
Yeah, there's
like
no
it,
accidentally going down that driveway.
yeah. So then my dad called our neighbor and told my neighbor to go over and ask what the guy wanted. And he said he was having the thing that set my that was creepy was the guy got out of the truck and then walked down towards where the shed is and was down there for like 5 minutes and then came back. And apparently our neighbor talked to the guy and he said he was having truck issues or something, and was looking for, I don't know, a certain part or whatever. I don't know. But also it's like, go to the front door and say, hey, I need help. Like, why the fuck would you like go into somebody's shed? And that's the
Yeah,
thing
that's
too,
such
is
a bullshit story.
and my parents, like they don't always lock their shit up either. Like if they're gone for a couple days at a time, they do. But like during the day, like you could literally just fucking like go steal all their shit. which is why it's funny too. Whenever my parents come like visit, like if I ever like when we moved, because we moved all the stuff out of my old apartment, and then all of Mandy's stuff out of her old apartment, and we went and put it in storage before we moved here. And so we had all of our stuff in the U-Haul, and like we were like gonna go get lunch or dinner or something, and like we were outside, and I forgot the lock was like inside my apartment to like lock up the U-Haul, like the back door. And then I was like, oh shit, I gotta lock it. My dad's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, this isn't fucking Dad, this isn't Coleman. You can't just leave your shit unlocked around here. Like somebody comes by, sees a U-Haul truck with a lock knot on it, we're gonna come back to an empty U-Haul.
See, like sometimes I leave like my inside apartment door unlocked just because like you have to unlock the first door of the apartment to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll leave it unlocked sometimes, just for the sake of like ease of access, because it's like I know if someone does come in here and steal any of my shit, which is funny. I actually had because like I told you I do martial arts. One of my gis went missing, and I still don't know what the fuck happened to it. And it's like, if that like. I'm just like, I don't think it was stolen. I think I just got misplaced it, but it's so weird. It's just gone. And it's the only thing that's gone. And I'm like 100% sure it was in here. My roommate doesn't have it, hasn't seen it. I went through every little spot of this place. Like, you ever just feel like some shit just disappears? That's like the only time I think I'd want to set up cameras, just to like see if I sleepwalk and throw my shit away.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. I get that with clothes sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy a shirt, and then like 6 months later, like I'm in the mood to wear that specific shirt, and I'm like, where the fuck is it? Like I haven't worn it in months. I check my closet, I check my drawers, I check everything. I'm like, where does the shirt go?
Which makes me wonder, it's like kind of like tying back to the like some of our other theory videos, like kind of about like simulated reality and stuff like that. Like what if it just disappeared?
Like it dematerialized and just
Yeah, it's
gone.
just vanished. Or it's the what is the thing from South Park? They're like the underwear gnomes or some shit like that. I can't remember. Yeah, like they steal our clothes.
All right.
Yep.
Finish
Number
up
four.
Number 4.
Ripped off. As if the surface web isn't bad enough when it comes to rip-offs, the deep web is a haven for them.
Hey ladies, when it's that time of the month and okay, now that the men have hit skip, we can talk. Is your guy struggling to please you with his largest organ? His skin. This is
Fizzfox Faxon
His largest organ is skin.
shared his story of being ripped off at 15 years old. At that age, he was looking for quick and easy ways to make money, and in his own words, stumbled upon this site owned by a Vietnamese guy that claimed to offer PayPal transfers for a small fee. The Redditor decided to give it a shot. With some safeguards in place, he sent the guy a message over a temporary email, and the man responded with a deal, saying he'd take a $300 money order for 600 PayPal dollars. Using a fake name, the Redditor signed up for a Western Union account and sent the money using his mom's PayPal. After 30 minutes, there was still no money, and messages to the man went unanswered. Surprise, surprise. However, due to Fizzfox Faxon's safeguard, he was able to get his money back. The moral of the story: don't lose yourself in these kinds of schemes. Hard work will pay off in the end. And
why is that? That's fucking what's his nuts from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When he literally
friends.
he breaks into the library so he can like help Peter out with something.
That's funny.
stay away from the dark web.
Does she walk and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, watching porn." To like cover it up.
Number 3, Hitman. Redditor Aaron Candy came across something not so unusual for the dark web, but still quite scary. He and his friend were navigating the deep web when they came across a hitman for hire, only 10 grand a person. In his words, you provide them with details of who it is, stated no children or public figures, and how long they have to do it. The Redditor said he and his friend immediately noped out of there and didn't return for a good while. But some on the thread thought the so-called hitman may not have been what he seemed. As commenter Neutron Fish stated, On the internet, the men are men, the women are men, the kids are FBI agents, and the hitmen are also FBI agents. In other words, on the dark web, if you're doing bad things, you may just get caught after all. Number 2,
Pause.
the mask.
That's kind of funny because, like, what if, like, the dark web's literally only full of, like, agents from different intelligence agencies, and they're all just trying to catch, like, criminals, but they're catching each other?
I'm sure that
Oh, it's happened. It's
Yeah.
definitely happened.
well, there's been what was it? Oh, like a cop arrested a prostitute who was an undercover cop. So it's like
Break of her vice. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like the prostitute got in trouble because she was posing as a prostitute, but the cop got in trouble because he was trying to pay
illicit
services
sex.
from the prostitute. So they're both
Oh,
just
God.
like, "You're in trouble. No, you're in trouble."
I saw that with a drug bust once too. It was so the dealer was an undercover cop, and so was the person trying to buy.
Oh no.
It's so funny though, and it's like, another thing is too, like, man, honestly, if I ever get like a terminal disease, but I'm still like able to function for at least a couple more months, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna hire a hitman. I'm gonna hire one for myself, and I'm gonna have him hunt me across the world. I'm just gonna do some crazy John Wick shit. Just have him like I'm gonna make it the hardest target of his life, and we're just gonna end up like in some beautiful place in, like, I don't know, like Romania or something. We're just gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna turn around and be like, "Congrats, you made it." I'm just gonna like clap and be like, "Just so you know, it's me who hired you all along." And then he's gonna be like, "But why?" Nah, he's probably just gonna shoot me and not even ask questions. And then when he doesn't get a payday, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" That sounds like a movie, honestly.
Yeah, it sounds like a dope movie.
I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna just write a movie about that. Like some like. Actually, I'm not gonna say any more details. Actually, leave that part out of the recording because this is gonna be a thing.
Redditor Cat10back just tells it like
Number
it
2.
is. His story is both visceral and stomach churning. In his words, a friend of mine went digging and found a video of someone taking a face from someone off his head and used it as a mask. One Redditor, Lost Gunder, said that he watched a video from South America where the folks on it were doing the same thing. Even freakier, the people in the video were laughing. Redditor To Be Read Out Loud notes that the video described has a name, and it's apparently Funky Town. The song is played in the video's background. As the Redditor suggested, if you have any doubt at all about whether you could handle watching it, don't. Believe me, I won't. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new video we upload every Tuesday.
Are they really gonna
one.
squeeze one more fucking?
This one's the perfect gift for the friend who's been
Yep.
getting a little too comfortable during quarantine.
And
Maybe your
Manscaped,
son,
I got you
a
already
father.
too.
1. Confessions. What's worse than confessing your misdeeds? Confessing them on the dark web. Redditor Every Good UN Was Taken discovered a site that was basically nothing more than an internet confession board on which users would confess some of their deepest, darkest thoughts or actions, most of which were benign and not anything outrageous. But weirder than the confessors was the confessee. In the Redditor's words, they wouldn't be so bad if the supposed priest making judgment on the confessors was an alleged divine robot who was more than happy to give anathema onto you, two confessors he deemed unworthy of forgiveness. He also gave users really weird instructions to follow if they wanted to be forgiven. Well, the Redditor doesn't elaborate about what those instructions were. I'm betting they were far from 10 Hail Marys and an Our Father. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday.
I'm sorry. I was just picturing like this like divine robot confessee. It's like you have to watch Chill's videos for 8 hours straight.
No!
You just got chills. I don't think it's that bad. All jokes aside, Chills is he's amazing. Like made amazing content creator. Obviously very popular. We only poke light fun at the voice thing. I'm not actually a dick like that. I joke, but I don't actually. I don't know if that's like a speech impediment thing or if that's just him. But overall, everyone who watches him knows. So yeah, go check out more of his videos if you like him. Like I said, he's created a lot of good content throughout the years. I recommend you stray away from the music videos, um, just because they're yeah, I don't know what he was thinking with that,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, it's a good spot to wrap it up. I hear you hearing things again.
no, I was looking at my Punisher poster. It fell.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sad now.
no Punisher.
No Punisher.
But yeah, this again another topic we'll probably dive into in the near future. Hopefully, we'll try to find a better video that we can actually watch from beginning to end. That, um,
Will this go on the dark web again? Or-
yeah. What?
Okay, now I definitely heard another sound. All right, I might have to open up a can of whoop ass in my apartment. Hey, bro. No.
Hey.
Leave the fine china alone, bitch. No. I paid
right.
$9.95 for that. 10 installments. No.
Oh fuck.
No, but you gonna be on Xbox?
Yeah, I'll be on.
Awesome. Well, with that, we're gonna conclude our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of the wackiness. I kind of just came into this one with a little I don't give a fuck attitude, as per usual. But yeah, no, if you pay attention, yeah, there was moments where I was getting slightly paranoid because this is a lot more active sound than I'm used to hearing. I don't know why my apartment's being so fucking noisy. It's already 9:36. I thought old motherfuckers lived here. Go to bed. But but anyways, yeah, no, another episode. If you like watching us do these breakdown videos and watching me have fucking, I guess, schizophrenia now all of a sudden, yeah, continue to subscribe. Like Chill said, it's a proven fact that generosity makes you feel better. So why don't you subscribe?
What he
Burger
said.
King lettuce. Yeah, Burger King foot lettuce. What is that from? Like, what is that? Is that
It's
just
like it's one of his videos where it's like top 10 or top 15 stories you don't want to hear about fast food chains. And there was like a story that apparently circulated over a picture of this guy that was literally had his feet in like the tub of lettuce at Burger King. So he's basically just like,
King
I would
foot
be skeptic.
lettuce.
I'd be skeptical about eating at Burger King from now on.
I would not eat at Burger King, which I don't recommend anyways, because it's not healthy. All right. And on that note, well, time to go.
All right. See ya.